to come front and center to the stage here, honoring our young headman dancer here, Mr. Camden Scribe, Donnie Spidell, stand by, Matu Pejuta, and descendants, stand by, boys, as the family gets organized. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Higagwatcha Bigaziat, Migagat Niga Nimiat, Mikigiat, Noagagi Shikinamondoa. What I said in the language, ladies and gentlemen, is this is the way of our powwow life, is when they are invited to represent and lead in this way. This is their way of giving back to the powwow. And this is part of their gifting to the circle, the recognition. And this is a good way to pass down to our families, our young people, to ensure that they understand these ways of life. And understand this, folks, these invitations that went out to these head dancers didn't just happen a month ago, 2 months ago. This is a year in the making, and hence you see the family as they organize together for these giveaways. It is an entirety of a community and a family that bring these things together. This is our ultimate form of generosity, the gifting. There's nothing greater than a gift. We're going to get the cordless mic here to Don Spidell and family. All right, Mr. Scribe. Aha, Bazanago.
Hello. How Kanabi, how Matagiabi. Tansago Magantik. I'm really excited and happy here to have an opportunity to honor my son. And as our family comes forward, they're going to get together. We're going to go to Mato Pashuta. They're going to sing an honor song. But I wanted to talk a little bit here and take some time before I turn the mic over to my older brother. Togahe amani amachi abi. Chega agena dichika tae hibi. My name is Chris Scribe, and this is my son, my oldest boy. He goes by the name of Tate Topa Hukshila. This is Camden Scribe in this, as we know, and he's honored to be a head young man dancer. You know, as parents, grandparents, and people that look up to our children, we have these gifts that are given to us. And they grow up fast. You know, we hear that constantly. That pretty soon, these young little guys that are tiny tots, they become adults, become parents themselves in a blink of an eye. So we need to take time to honor the beauty of our children and honor how amazing and powerful they are. As we go and understand, my partner and I, we do our best to honor our children, to dress them up the best way that we can with what was given to us. And because of that, we do that not to be boastful or to show off. We do that because of how much love we have for our young people. And we're extremely proud, my family, as I stand here, my children, we're extremely proud of this young man. And I say that because he's a humble person. He doesn't act as if he's somebody. He doesn't go around and talk like as if he's something special. He doesn't go and associate himself and talk about people. He doesn't go forward. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't drink. He's dedicated in the fields of basketball and volleyball, and he's got an 85% average in high school. And these are the things that we uplift. But what's most important, my relatives, is that he makes an effort to be involved and to be part of ceremony, to be part of our culture. It's something that's important to us, and we make sure that we offer that to him. And this is an extension of that. Now, I want to say a few words about, you know, how my son is dressed here. My grandmother, who raised me, she comes from the Carry the Kettle, Nakota Oyade, We have Dakota and Nakota bloodlines running through our veins. And because of that, she raised me to be that and to love that way. But I'm Cree as well. So when I approached my grandmother and I said to her, I'm going to have a baby, we're going to have a son. What's the protocol we do as parents? And she told me the beautiful story that us as Nakota, Dakota, Ocheti, Shakoi, what we do for our children. And then she looked at me and she said, my boy, she said, your children are Cree because their mother's Cree. That doesn't mean that they're not Nakota or Dakota. That doesn't mean that. You honor them and uplift them. But we get to dance here today because of what my grandmother and my grandparents instilled in me. Many years ago, my great-grandfather, Charles Ryder Jr., lived with my grandmother in Portage La Prairie. And during that time, he got a chance to spend with his grandchildren, my grandmother's daughters and his sons. And in one of those exchanges, my great-grandfather, transferred a bonnet to my dad. Transferred his bonnet. He was a chief. He was a leader of his community. And they say when they built that bonnet, all the people, the families in the community, all put together a feather and they placed it on his head. My dad asked me to visit. I went to visit him. I sat there and he placed a bonnet on my head. He transferred a bonnet to me. And I don't feel worthy of that. I never did. And I felt to inspire our family to lead us in a good way, I transferred that to my son to guide him so that all young people can look up to something that we have. And we're so grateful here that he gets to do that and honor my grandparents and what they did in this arena. Now, before we go to the honor song, I know I'm talking long. I'm not a politician, but I act like it. But I want to say something here that's really important. We are descendants of families that come from Manitoba. My grandfather, his name was Manito Scribe. He was a hunter, fisher, trapper in northern Manitoba. He loved the land, the culture, the ways of knowing. And when they moved to Portage La Prairie, he toured and he shared his culture of who he was as a Cree person into communities here. And my grandmother supported him and lived here. And she brought forward powwow clubs in the 70s. She brought forward these places where Indians can revive and revitalize. And she was a big part of that. So this is important. We're so grateful to have an opportunity to honor that beauty of who that is. And we're grateful to have our relatives from Nisitchawayasik, my mother, my sister, my nephews, my nieces, our relatives from Norway House, Cree Nation, standing with us. And we always have to remember to know our relatives and who they are. So we're going to go to Mato Pajuta. They're going to sing an honor song for us and our family. We're going to go over here. And I'm going to turn this mic over. Thank you for giving me a little bit of time to share. I wanted to speak to that before we started. Aho, Pinamaya.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the official special, I want to say thank you to my younger Misu, my younger brother here, Chris Scribe, Dr. Chris Scribe. He is an outstanding parent, an outstanding father. And I was very happy that he could share some of the family history that's so pertinent, so important to come forward on behalf of the lineage of our head young man dancer, Tate Opa Hokshila, Mr. Camden Scribe. And I've had the chance to work with this young man since a young age. Some years ago,
There's a powwow that's going on currently in their home community of Loon Lake, Saskatchewan, Makwa Sahagan First Nation up that way. And when he was a young boy, he had danced in up there on this very weekend for the first time. We also were able to put a name upon him, a spiritual name that would go along and would be what he would be recognized throughout the tribal territories and lands of his life. And so we're very happy that Tate Topa Hoksila stands before you to lead his family. And I'm very happy that the Mato Pajuta singers have been asked to render an honor song for my nephew. Now we'll turn it over to the singers. We're going to ask you, young men's traditional dancers, all you teen boys traditional dancers, we're going to ask you to kind of dance behind the family here. Come around, dance behind the family. And we're going to go ahead with the honor song. So here we go, Mato Pajuta. Those of you that are able, let us rise. Inajipo. Here we go. Wika. Ah-hey, ah-hey, ah. On this day, ladies and gentlemen, a young man here that has a beautiful lineage, a beautiful foundation of culture and history, language, identity. We're very proud of this young man. Since a young age, he has been gifted the responsibility of being an older brother. Has been gifted the responsibility of leading, not only in education, but in the world of sports. He is an elite athlete, and his collegiate athletics is an academic student. He sets a high standard for himself, the way that his parents have raised him. I'm very proud of his grandmothers, very proud of his parents. The intergenerational lineage that you see here today. We talk about a generational pride as indigenous people, tribal people. Ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate here. Tate Topa Hoksila. Wika. Wika. Tate Topa Hoksila. Wika. Thank you, Mato Pajuta, for the beautiful song. We want to say thank you to all of your relatives for standing on behalf of my nephew here this afternoon time. Before we go into the special here this afternoon, we're going to start off with a prayer. As we know, the ways of our prayer is so important and is so ingrained in our culture and our history. And this is the way that this young man is being raised, is to identify and to be able to understand our spiritual foundation. He has asked the grandparents here. We have Kim Tutusis of the Pound Maker, and we have Mr. Robert Kaitwehat. And both of these grandparents are going to render a prayer for good long life, good future. And protocol is being presented here to these grandparents. And I want to say thank you to his chap on here, Robert Kaitwehat of the Makwasahigan First Nation of Treaty 6 territory. And he's being raised in both of his lineage of a proud Nakota and a proud Nehiyawak individual. And so we'll ask all the siblings of Camden. He's got two beautiful sisters, and then he's got a little brother also, Coden. And we're very happy. This is a beautiful family unit that you see here. And so through this prayer and through this acknowledgement bestowed by the Manito Ahbee Pow Wow Committee, we take this time here to share in this acknowledgement. So a little bit of time, ladies and gentlemen. Aho, wahechet.